He knew now that the vision in which his father, the Lord testified that to him. Okay, so now what happens? In the moment, this is like, okay, I know that this is true now, and I don't want to say instantly, we don't know the exact time frame here, but now I'm going to be tested with this knowledge and this faith that I've received. And what am I willing to do with that? Am I willing to act upon it? And that's why the next section is talking about God preparing a way. Will you go and do? The way has already been prepared. Are you willing to act and to execute upon it?
I know the Lord provides a way.
He wants me to obey.
He wants me to obey. Okay, so personal conversion, softening of heart, is step 1 to conversion that we have to go through. Step 2 is then going and doing. And that means knowing the Lord will prepare the way, but that doesn't necessarily mean you know the way. It just, there's a faith element, there's a testing element. And so going and doing, this is, a lot of us are right here, right now. This is the step we're in. We have testimonies, and we're in the phase where we need to be going and doing. And that doesn't mean we know exactly what we need to be going and doing or how we're going to get there, but we know that we need to be ministering unto others. We know that we need to be following the commandments. We know that we need to be magnifying our offices and our callings. We need to be going and doing. I think you may have shared this with me, or I got it from somewhere. But one of the stories that's just amazing to me in the New Testament is the woman who touches Christ's clothes.
Oh, yeah.
And she's healed. She's able to, just because she had the faith to touch his clothes. But what's impresses me about that story is that Jesus was already going and doing. He was on the road. He was traveling somewhere else to minister to someone else. So he was in the ministry. He was going and doing what he had been given to do. And just because he was out and about on the street, an opportunity presented itself for him to heal this woman, for her to come unto him, and then for him to recognize her and give her the healing that she needed. Because he was going and doing, an opportunity that he was not expecting presented itself unto him, and a miracle happened out of it. So this is why it's so important to be going and doing, because if Nephi, with his brothers, had said, no, I'm not going back to Jerusalem, right? The miracles that were to happen, there was no way for them to happen. They had to first be going and doing on faith, based on what they had been given up to that point. And that is so much easier, and it's only possible if we first have that softening of heart and we're prepared spiritually to accept the call.
We far too often we want to know how a thing is going to be accomplished before we're willing to set our hand to the work, right? Now, I'm certainly not going to condone or suggest that you should, without any thought or without any preparation, just go out and try to do anything and everything with completely disorganized and completely chaotic. That is certainly not how the Lord works either. There is a pattern, a process, and there is an organization that the Lord operates within. However, what we can't do is prevent ourselves or paralyze ourselves from acting in a righteous manner because we don't understand every detail of beginning to end, what are we doing here, right? So often, the Lord will give us the next step.